Good afternoon and welcome to another devotional time. Phil Rigdon, pastor at St. John. Glad to be with you again today as we take a look at God's Word. We're going to start off today with a very traditional hymn, and that is "Oh, How I Love Jesus." Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus because he first loved me. All right, let's jump right into the text and we'll take a look today. What we're going to do is try to connect a couple of passages and with a common theme. Try that and connect that all to Jesus Christ, as we're always trying to do. Okay, so let's take a look. We're going to open up our PowerPoint for today, and this passage here comes from Second Kings, and this is, as you're looking in this work, which is really neat. You can see in the back there, that's Elijah and Elisha. And of course, Elisha is a student or kind of a disciple of Elijah. They're both prophets. And so let's read what happens. Then Elijah took his cloak and rolled it up and struck the water, and the water was parted to the one side and to the other until the two of them could go over on dry ground. And so um, hopefully you're already connecting this to a couple of other events in the Bible. But what this shows, of course, is God's power, that Elijah was just a man, just a prophet, but the Lord is showing his power to him. Now, what's neat is what happens after this. Remember that Elijah is taken up into heaven by the flaming chariot. And then Elisha is like, well, what do I do now? I'm alone without my teacher. And so what does Elisha do? He takes the cloak of Elijah and parts the water again. And that, of course, is showing to him that the Lord is still with him. Okay, so let's move forward then. And this is actually going back, which is important. Exodus 14. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord drove the sea back by a strong east wind all night and made the sea dry ground, and the waters were divided. And the people of Israel went into the midst of the sea on dry ground, the waters being a wall to them on their left hand and their right. Okay, so again, God using a person, this is Moses, and dividing the water, just like with Elijah. And this time it's the Red Sea, and he opens the water so that the people of Israel can cross over on dry ground, and then he uses that same water to come and to crush the Egyptians. All right, and again, Joshua, this is after Exodus. This is when Joshua is leading the people of Israel into the promised land. Now the priests bearing the ark of the covenant of the Lord stood firmly on dry ground in the midst of the Jordan, and all Israel was passing over dry ground until all the nation finished passing over the Jordan. So here again is God dividing water and allowing people to pass through. All right, so we want to always connect that, especially this one here where the people are passing through the Jordan into the promised land. Now, what's going to happen later? Of course, we know that Jesus Christ, the central figure in the Bible, he will be baptized in the Jordan River. Now, let's tie all this together. Here comes Elijah way back in the Bible, and the Lord is dividing the waters. All right, here comes Moses dividing the waters, and here comes Joshua passing through, dividing the waters into the promised land. So eventually we see Jesus. And what's the issue here? The issue is, of course, about division. And let me open this up so I can make a couple concluding remarks. The issue is about separating what blocks and getting through to the right place. Remember that our sin separates us from God. I can't come into God's presence because I am sick with my sin. And so Jesus comes and he divides that. And so we are now able to go to God. And that is connecting that. So when Jesus comes and he's baptized in the Jordan River, people connect that and they say, oh, wait, didn't God bring Joshua and the people of Israel through the Jordan into the promised land? Yes, he did. And Jesus Christ, baptized in the same waters, now brings us into the promised land of heaven. So good stuff today, talking about God's word. Let's share one more thing, as we often do, and that is, of course, our slide. Remember that we're worshiping again here at St. John, and you can learn more about that on our websites. We will continue to offer our online material on the website and on YouTube and on Facebook. As always, God's richest blessings to you until we meet again.